The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Maeve's and the Garavogue Bar.
Brendan's on annual leave.
Yeah.
Sweet. Bastard white hag. Lord, did you shake this before you came in? That's
a ninth wave, is it? Or what is it again?
That's an awful song.
A New World Pale Ale.
I could do with this now. Where we were supposed to be recording an hour and 5 minutes ago.
Was it that long?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a podcast done at this stage.
We would have had a podcast done at this stage, yeah. Brendan stormed out of the room like a bull. Because...
No, it didn't storm out.
He did, yeah. He stormed out like a bull because he had to go... He got his priorities right. Once again, where he went to see the Alan Clark book launch instead of being here with us.
Yeah.
Because we were running late. So I made some mistakes again as a tech operator.
You forgot an item.
Hang on.
Jesus.
I forgot one item. It nearly ruined everything.
Yeah.
Laura had to end up coming down.
We had to actually call in a substitute.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because yesterday I said to Brendan, "Jeez, you must be due some annual leave soon, Brendan." Not funny, I actually did say
funny,
that to
I remember you saying that. Now I didn't realise it'd be as...
One thing I'll ask you, Laura, you see there in that, it's called a roadcaster, the audio unit there beside you. That's that one. Can you see little green levels going up and down there as we're talking? And the same when Ray talks as well?
Yeah, me talking as well, yeah. I'm sure it's fine, yeah.
The great thing about that, Laura, is you are now, no more than PTs around the country, a registered audio engineer just by looking at that. So you can go on Instagram now and go, how's it going?
How's it going,
Do you
folks?
need some audio stuff? I know all about the green lines that go up. I know all about the red button that says record.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is absolutely right.
Yeah.
So there's 2 audio engineers in the family.
266.
266, yeah. It's
in case
going to be, I
anyone
don't
was
want to be the
wondering.
prick.
Oh,
I'm not being the prick. No, we're not too bad.
No.
Well, we're not great, but we're not too bad though. All the same.
It might be a shortish one.
Yeah, no, but again, it kind of goes back to that point that I was making, where I used to just do things willy-nilly, but I can't do things willy-nilly anymore.
Why is that?
Because of these bastard kids at home. And the other thing is as well, I took heed of it. I've had chest infection. I've had a junkie's bastard chest.
What did you do this week, Mark?
This morning, went to a doctor. So I said to you,
how many weeks after the
5
illness?
weeks.
5 weeks
5
of
weeks.
illness.
So
how many gigs did you miss as a result of it?
I missed all of last week's gigs.
How in your mind was this not cost? This is costing your money.
It just cost me money, yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to prove the point though.
Okay.
So you said to me a month ago, probably at this stage,
steroids and antibiotics.
You need to go to a doctor, and I said to you, I haven't time. And you were like, how can you not have time for a doctor? What does that mean?
Yeah.
I went to a doctor today and I lost the run of it threw everything.
Threw everything out.
Look at us now.
Yeah, it's true actually. Yeah, we're now in 5 minutes over.
It threw the whole day upside down.
Yeah.
Because I had to go to a bastard doctor.
How long were you in the waiting room?
Oh, man, there was about 10 people ahead of me. Every old one in Strandhill was coughing and spluttering today.
Do you ever be worried when you go to a doctor and you're sitting in the waiting room, you're going on, I bet you now, as bad and all as I am, I'm going to be worse in a week because I'm going to pick up a load of stuff here.
Because there's an awful problem.
Like a sore leg.
There's an awful problem in this country of owl ones holding on to their tissue and not putting it back in their pockets.
Very true.
Did you notice? Did you ever notice
And
that?
also
They'd be sitting there, right, like
serious
this.
mileage
They'd be
out
like
of the
this.
tissue. Yeah.
Messing with a tissue in their hand.
Yeah.
And you're like, will you ever put that junk away? So Strandhill was awash with coffee spluttery owl ones today.
Right.
So I was about number 12 in the queue.
Isn't that mad? My first impression there in my head, when you said coffee spluttery owl ones, I imagined older people with coffees that they'd bought in Shells or somewhere, and they were just spluttering a bit with their coffee.
No, it's more the ale bit. I mean, Tommy Tiernan said it perfectly. The old ones just aren't dying like they used to.
What coffee do you get when you go to the coffee shop? I noticed it's completely off.
So I keep going with my conversation and then you keep reacting with your conversation.
Just because I turned...
What kind of coffee do I get?
Yeah.
Why, are you a coffee guy now?
I'm now a new coffee guy.
Okay, so...
I would have always been... I started off on a lowly cappuccino because that's what country people get when they don't know what to get.
A latte is what they get, really. A cappuccino or a latte.
Cappuccino was what you start with. My sister Joanna will attest to this. And then you move up to a latte.
Yeah.
And I've been on a latte now for a while because my friend Sean, he encouraged me to extend my horizons in the coffee sense.
Yeah.
And now, thanks to a man named David Bergen, who has a little miniature coffee setup at home, a little coffee machine that he puts the yolk in, he's brought me on to flat white. Oh
yeah, well, I don't know what a flat white is, but I presume you're on the trajectory of just ending up with a black coffee.
With a cup of tea. I'm on the way back to tea.
I drink an Americano, which is just a black, it's like a double shot espresso.
Yeah, I don't understand them.
No, it's beautiful.
I drink it at home. But
because Laura does be making fun of me abroad inside in Blend, because like, I'll pour the milk, like, but sure, if I spill it, it's too much, like.
Oh,
So she says to me, what's the point in even putting the milk in?
What is the point in putting the milk in?
It just takes the sting out of it.
Right.
It just thickens it
Would
a
you
bit.
have ever drank black tea?
No, I wouldn't drink black tea. No,
That's mad.
I drink
You're
black coffee,
literally,
though.
you're a drop of milk away from a black tea.
I know I am, yeah, but I've said that, like, if there was no milk here, I'd be like, whatever, I'll just drink the coffee as it is. But that's a really manly thing to do.
Yeah.
You drink old bitches coffee. That's your problem.
Yeah.
You drink the old bitchy old coffee that
Well,
people
I'm
get
enjoying
and
the
take
flat white
photos
because it
of.
comes in a smaller cup. So
what-
now there's a dedicated cup for it. There's a dedicated
Oh, yeah,
lid.
that's not a drink,
There's
Ray.
a dedicated
That's
everything.
a shot.
No, it's not. It's a little coffee.
So what's in a flat white?
I cut it flat and white.
Coffee and then a flat white.
Flat coffee and then white.
What is in a flat? I don't even know. Where's my telephone?
I think it's
Excuse me, where's my communication device, please, Laura, darling? What's in a flat white?
Laura, you might have to do some research there. Yeah,
Laura is Googling, that's what she do.
Woo!
The Laura's Googling, bucky,
What did the doctor give you anyway in the end? Oh, wait.
Of microfoamed milk poured over a single or a double shot of
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's a microphone milk. Yeah, yeah.
Microphone milk.
It's got a
That's why I
special.
like it.
Can I get some of that microphone milk? That sounds the same to me as a latte and a cappuccino.
it's a small latte.
I don't know what the difference between an cappuccino and a latte is. I don't. No, I don't though. They're all just too much milk. Whenever I see someone making an cappuccino or a latte or a flat white, it just looks like that's coffee, and then they pour in an entire carton of milk into it.
Yeah.
Be it frothy or not, Ray, I don't care.
Microphone.
If it walks like a duck, that's milk.
That's milk.
And it's just too much milk.
True, yeah.
Do you know?
What did the doctor give you?
Doctor gave me. We're back on this one again.
Just to close the
So the
circuit.
doctor gave me
Antibiotics.
an antibiotic.
And a steroid.
He gave me a steroid.
Great.
Now,
Now,
this
did
is what
he say
annoys.
to rest?
This is what annoys me. No, he didn't say rest or anything.
Well, he's a
he
shit
said
doctor.
he said if anything with the price of this, you might have to work more. He said to
Oh.
me. No, he says. The steroids come in 8 little tablets,
Yeah.
and I have to take 8 tablets once a day.
Yeah.
So think about that.
You do know
8
what they'll do to you?
What?
Some people, they make people really paranoid.
Oh, do they?
My boss,
What the hell does that mean, actually?
I very seldom, my boss, who I've promised I'd never speak about on the podcast.
But why won't you tell me the boss's name then, Ray?
I won't.
You're making me pure paranoid about this now.
For their own safety.
Yeah.
They had these steroids.
Yeah.
And they got pure paranoid and spent the whole week completely second guessing every decision.
They
they
thought
made.
you were messing up spreadsheets.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, just really kind of like, oh.
Well,
Have you found that yet? No?
No, I mean, I'd be paranoid enough at the best of times, like.
Yeah.
But what annoyed me about the tablets is these yolks, little tiny tablets, also look like mini Skittles, so Ali's going to be ripped as a bull in a week when she finds them. 8 of them once a day.
Yeah.
I thought, why don't you just make one big tablet?
Yeah.
Why do I have to take 8 of these?
Because they dissolve quicker.
If they're, do they?
That was a guess, but it sounded right in my head.
And also, when they say steroids,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
is it
that's
this-
why you said Ali be ripped as a bull. I wasn't getting the reference there. I was like,
yeah,
where are
because
going
when you
with the
take
muscles?
steroids,
Yeah, it's a different story.
Gives you a tiny Mickey and big arms.
That's not going to happen to you.
So, well, I have tiny arms. That's all I'd say. Woo!
It's very good.
So, is it the same thing? Like, if I don't take these, I get these off a doctor.
Yes.
She says, Ken, do you have what they call the junkie's chest,
Yes.
right? So,
Diagnosed.
diagnosed as junkie chest,
Yeah.
right? And he gives me these steroids, and I go, no, I'm not taking them. But I am going to sell them to someone down one of the local gym establishments. Is it the same
I don't
thing?
think it's the same.
Is it not?
No.
They call them, what they call them, anabolic steroids. is it?
Anabolic.
And these ones I'm taking are junkie chest steroids.
junkie
It's well, steroids, not steroids. Like, that's the other thing as well about antibiotics as well. Like, which one am I taking now? And the question that's always asked, can I have a drink on it? Because we're about to do a Kendy and Raybo Christmas party in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
We won't tell you where, you bastards. And no, I'm just saying, we're not going to be telling anyone.
Give them the wrong place.
Given the we're doing
Do you
this
really
in
think
in
any listener?
Bundoran.
Do you really think
Next
any
Monday
listener
week.
to this podcast
Yeah.
will be anywhere's out to
Yeah.
come and join us for our Christmas party?
I swear to God, there is definitely. We'll end up with an Alan Clark biscuits outside the fucking going for a walk.
Alan Clark biscuit.
If we're gonna call it like an Alan Clark biscuit,
Biscuit man.
biscuit man.
Biscuit
if we're
purveyor.
not careful.
Right.
What was he saying?
You were saying.
I've heard that steroids make you very forgetful. That's
Yeah.
what I've heard. What was I on about there again?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying can I drink on them? Because the doctor did say to me, he didn't fill
You're not
me.
going to be on them for 2 weeks, though.
No, but he didn't fill me with a lot of confidence because I don't go to a doctor very often for very good reason.
Yeah.
They scare me, and
Yeah.
they usually try and put a finger somewhere or a needle somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't like either of those things.
No.
So I went in, he checked my blood pressure, said, your blood pressure's fine. He said, your oxygen levels are very low. I said, maybe I'm doing too much swimming or something, spend a bit of time on the water. And then I said to him, like, is this thing very common? And he said, well, it's not common to have 5 weeks worth of...
So you have low oxygen?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's obviously because the chest is a bit gammy.
Oh, yeah, it's not getting the stuff in.
Yeah.
You're not breathing as much.
No. And I haven't time anyway to be breathing too much. I want to be hydrated. I haven't time to go around the place breathing.
The death has occurred.
What I was going to say was something.
We'll get there in the end.
I'm so fucked.
Very forgetful.
What I was going to say was, he didn't fill me with confidence. I'm on the steroids for 5 days and the antibiotics for 7 days.
Yes.
And he said, come back to me next week if that doesn't work.
Oh, yeah.
But it felt like what he said to me was, come back to me next week when that inevitably doesn't work.
Well, if it cannot work because you might have left it too long. See, this is me trying to warn you.
But what does that mean, though? I'm not just stuck with a junkie's chest now,
you're
am
not.
I?
You'll end up with a dose of pneumonia and you'll be in hospital for a week.
Well,
and then you'll get one of those diseases that you get in the hospital.
From Auld ones who are coughing and spluttering.
Exactly. And then you'll end up with complications in pneumonia. And then we'd have to go up and visit you and be really sad because we're afraid, geez, touch and go, Kendy.
Well, if I wasn't paranoid before the tablets, I am now.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
No,
if you
that's not how it goes.
If you leave it 5 weeks and you don't go get professional help,
Ray,
you end up
I
up in the
have
hospital.
been Irish for long enough. I've been Irish for long enough to know that if you leave something, it'll go away of its own accord.
Everybody knows that's not true. That's true. That's what men wanted to be the case.
Yeah.
Like Irish men would prefer that if you leave it long enough, it'll go away of its own accord.
Yeah.
That's actually not true.
No, it has to be true.
No, it's not. And I just hope now these last-minute steroids and antibiotics actually sort you out.
I hope they do as well, because I don't want to be not drinking when we were going for it, like on that particular day.
Yeah.
Now you're making me pure paranoid.
No, don't worry. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Now, the only thing is, it's coming and going. That's beyond just about the ailment. I thought it was all right. I did a week's worth of gigs. I said, I bet I have the chest, that iron chest. I'll bet any flu that comes in my system. And then last night I puked on the floor. So, I mean...
Where did you puke on the floor?
I puked on the floor about 4 a.m. because I couldn't...
In the bedroom?
No, downstairs. I ran downstairs because I was waking everyone up.
What is it with men not knowing where a toilet is when they need to get sick?
I'm sure I couldn't make it, Ray.
But how did you...
I had 3 toilets in the
You were
house.
downstairs.
Because I said to Nicola...
I'm with you.
I ran downstairs because I was waking everyone up with a coughing fit.
Okay.
And by the time I ran downstairs...
It happened.
I was coughing so much I puked on the floor. And then I spent about a half an hour puking.
Oh, God.
So...
I mean, I was joking about the hospital thing, but hearing that now, I'm kind of going, this is
no,
actually
I know that's
serious.
not good. So
no.
I know you'll laugh when I tell you I didn't actually ring a doctor. I thought it was going to be all right, but Nicola rang one. Yeah,
I'm disgusted.
Yeah, so Nicola was like, "This isn't right. Like we have to."
So this is the reason you went to the doctor, because you woke up in the middle of the night and got sick for a half an hour.
Yeah, puking and coughing
God,
uncontrollably coughing.
And at any point, are you going to say, "Do you know something, Ray? I have been wrong these past few weeks, and I should have gone."
I mean, it's probably true. Like, but you seem to think that just time is of the essence. Like, you know.
But the only priority in your life is that you're actually healthy enough to actually mind your kids.
No, I'll mind them till I die. And then it's up to someone else.
That's not good to them. Yeah, Layla, what, 6 weeks, and Ali 2 years, and no dad.
No, but it'll be grand because Nicola finds someone else.
Where's your daddy gone?
He's in the fucking ground. So but like that's all good and well. I'm trying to explain this to you. That's all good and well, like, but finding that hour that I spent in the doctor today is after setting the whole week back.
Can I ask you though? Yesterday you went to the doctor. What time did you go to the doctor at?
12 o'clock.
What happened before 12 o'clock?
What do you mean?
What were you doing between the hours of, we'll say, 9 and 12?
Oh, dying.
No,
I would have died. So I dropped Ali off to a creche. Yeah.
So I met you I met you.
This is today I went to the doctor.
Oh, today you went to the doctor.
Yeah.
What were you doing yesterday morning between the hours of 9 and 12?
I mean, am I in a fucking... Do you want to turn down the lights there?
No, I just look, you made a very good point about time, of being like, being very
I was probably editing video.
No, I distinctly remember you telling me you were doing something else.
I was golfing. Is that what you're on about?
Thank you. I rest my case.
No, you don't rest your case. You don't rest your case, you prick. I want to make an objection, right? That fella's not even a barrister. The big Joe Bradley's heading you, thinking you can catch Kendy out. Layla was born 2.5 months ago. That's the first time I stood foot on grass since.
Right, okay. So you haven't been golfing at all since up until yesterday?
It's the first time I got a chance to do it. And then you come in here. Only a week after an election, by the way, I may say. Only a couple of days after an election.
We can finally talk about the election now.
Yeah, we can. But you come in after an election like that and start accusing me of stuff like that. I went out and put my foot onto the earth for the first time.
Did you? You deserved it.
I shot a 45 in 9 holes. That's good, by the by.
Is that good?
It's decent. It's decent.
What does the professional golfers shoot?
Oh, So if I shot a 45 and 9, that means I shot a 90 and 18. So I would have shot a 90 and 18
Oh, and I
holes.
do hear figures like 66.
Yeah.
So that's where you're off.
Yeah, that's I'm
it's
about
not great, is
30.
it?
Oh, no, it's terrible. But that's why I'm not making a fortune at the PGA Tour.
It's
That's why myself and Neil are going, that wasn't a bad shot. That was near enough. Like,
How many
you
shots
almost hit
does it
that
take
one.
you to put it in the pot? How many shots?
To get into the goal, is it?
Into the goal? yeah.
So if I'm playing a par 4, which is your standard,
So you have to hit it in 4 shots.
yeah, that's what like a normal person would shoot it. I might get it in it 4 times. So I might par 4 20% of the time, maybe.
Okay.
And the rest of that is either 5s or 6s.
Can I please come out with you someday and try and...
I would absolutely love.
Because I have
that.
played many's a pitch and putt above and then a scroll, and I think
Yeah.
I'd have the skills.
I think you would definitely not have the skills, and that's why I want you to come out.
Okay, cool.
No, but I would love for you to get into golf.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine from Castlereagh. He's an OT up here in the hospital. And
In the where?
Up in the hospital.
You're good, yeah.
Yeah. And he said to me, Mark, I'm thinking about joining. And I got so excited just to get people around me.
Yeah. No, I'll come with you.
The more and more people that golf,
Yeah.
I think golf is like spiritual.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that. Like,
It did look lovely yesterday morning.
But it's
I
gorgeous.
seen like it was a beautiful morning and everything for it.
Yeah.
And you were out in the green and the wildness.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I genuinely think it can be spiritual. Golf can be spiritual.
I'll come with you for a day. Would you have clubs that I can use?
You can use my ones.
Thank you. I won't be at a disadvantage now using your shit clubs, will I?
No, what do you think? Like they're not. No,
I should presume they're worth a few pounds.
no, I have good clubs, good decent clubs,
Good.
lads with stuff.
We talk
Anyway,
about the election?
yeah, let's go for the election then. Yeah,
Election.
What's your thought
I couldn't
process?
talk about it. It was bothering the shite out of me.
Oh, quite, because
We got an email to say, look, at your Department of Government official, you can't talk about the election for fear that you might have some sort of an impact on it.
Oh yeah,
And I found it really difficult because
it's a good point though for you.
But you can't, as a civil servant,
Yeah.
you know, you can't like stuff on Facebook, you can't comment on
No
stuff.
way.
You can't.
Hang on, no, is this
Yeah.
North Korea or is it fucking?
No, you're not allowed. As a civil servant, you're an officer of the government. So you can't be getting involved in public discourse on political parties.
But can you
and
get
candidates.
involved in political discourse outside of the public realm?
Because
you-
you
there
mean in
has
the
to be
pub. Oh, I can talk about it all I want in the pub.
No, but also like there has to be some kind of
Or at home at the
method of-
kitchen table with my mother-in-law. Yeah, very.
Or making a complaint, I mean, on a more professional level.
How do you mean making a complaint?
They can't be like, Ray, you are not allowed to talk about this government whatsoever. Can you not make a complaint against hierarchy?
Oh, I can, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's okay
yeah.
then.
No, but
they're just saying don't be going on like.
But I didn't want to be the one in the 47 comments under a post, you know, such and
Yeah.
such wants such and such. And me going, that's a disgrace.
It-
you know,
yeah.
this
No,
is
no, yeah.
I can't do any of that sort of
Okay,
stuff.
that's good because even if you weren't, just don't be in that realm. Like
No, don't be doing
people who
that.
argue like that
Yeah.
online, like and don't bother their arse going out doing stuff. Is
I can
hilarious.
only speak about Sligo a little bit because I was very much enamoured. I was listening to Ocean FM's coverage, by the way.
Unbelievable coverage.
Very, they are
really
flying it. But one thing they do unbelievably well is elections.
They do. I mean,
Like it was 24 hour.
Yeah, they should do elections in different countries now.
Yeah.
Even if they don't bat about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We're gonna get Gus Hinder is up next. He's running.
Just as I don't think us now did a
No,
great job
I
there
think it'd
last
be
year.
unreal. And get
Yeah.
all the same boys down to do it as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about the election. So there is no government formed yet.
No, they're not. And clearly Fianna Fáil won the game.
Fianna Fáil won the game, like,
Yeah.
but the same way that it was won in 2020.
Not conclusively.
Not conclusive
Yeah.
whatsoever. So
Yeah.
there's no victory there at all.
Sinn Féin are obviously talking to everybody.
Yeah.
But I don't know why.
Sinn Féin are chatting to everyone.
Just chatting to everyone, but like they don't have, in fairness, there's no, like, it's a Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil
Yeah, it's going to be the
government.
same thing again.
Um,
And the sock gems are
What-
a couple of Indos will probably.
what's
boost them.
Gift Grub? They had
Yeah.
a song. Did you hear that song this
No.
morning? I'm going to sing it to you and see do you recognise the actual song. It is Rotation Once Again.
A Nation Once Again.
A Nation Once Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were rotating
Yeah,
Taoiseachs
so-
once again. Very good.
Do you want to hear my insight as to what I think with my big perfect political head on me?
Mm-hmm.
So everyone is saying, why was there such a low turnout? So
Yeah.
it's the Kamala Harris syndrome.
Is it?
It is because, and I'm probably going to be told you're completely wrong, but who cares? So, why is there such a low turnout for us? Because I think people genuinely wanted a change.
Yeah.
But the only feasible change was Sinn Féin.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, just no one wants to vote for Sinn Féin. So
Yeah.
they just went,
Yeah, whatever.
just do the same thing again.
Did you vote, Mark?
No, I did vote, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I won't tell you who I voted for.
No,
but-
don't mind,
no,
because
no.
I was wondering about
Yeah.
this. It was your vote moved to Sligo or it was back in Castlereagh?
No, my vote is in Sligo. And I'll
right.
tell you why. I have been in Sligo for 14 years.
No, I
like.
take that back. I said that.
No,
Yeah,
I think
sorry
it
about
is
that.
absolutely, and there's people listening to this who are going to be mad at me for this. It's not right that if you're in a place and you have no intention of going back home ever, that you go back and vote on behalf of the people anymore.
Oh, so what you mean, yeah.
I think if I've lived in Sligo for 14 years, right?
Yeah, you vote here.
And me and Nicola are going to be here.
Yeah.
Like, I need to be voting in Sligo. I shouldn't be going home to Roscommon to vote.
Yeah, you have no business.
No, I have no business at home in Roscommon.
Yeah.
Like, my family are there, like my parents, but they have their vote there, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, Sinn Féin were the biggest loser out of this whole thing because it proved people do not want them in government. They really, really want change, but they do not want it to be Sinn Féin.
Yeah.
So 52% of people who can vote in this country just sat at home and just went, oh.
Now, I had a thought about that.
You know?
So the turnout was about 60%.
Oh, was it? It was more than I thought. It was 48.
No, 60%.
Oh, was it? Yeah, okay.
60% of the eligible population voted. I believe there's 10 or 15%, at the very least, if not 20, that are not in the country at the moment. I think they're eligible voters.
Good
There are
point.
people we know that have all gone to Australia and having a great time on Bondi Beach as we speak.
Yeah.
And they just obviously didn't vote. Because there's no postal vote here in this country, I don't think.
No, that's a good. Actually, that's a good point.
So I think there is a percentage of that 40% that didn't turn up, and then there is a percentage of people who have their vote never bothered to transfer it.
Yeah.
I think obviously I didn't get home to do it. Well, and there's other people just I didn't get around to it. It was raining.
Yeah, it is a
Do you
good
know?
point that, like, because Sinn Féin, I would believe, are very much dependent on the young vote.
Yeah.
And anyone leaning left now is very much dependent on the young person's vote.
Yeah.
And, like, there's not a lot of them left.
And the far right,
they're all gone.
They didn't get in.
The far right had a really hilarious
it's very
not
funny.
one seat from the... I mean, they don't even like being called the far right. Like,
No,
but
no.
certain parties like the Irish Freedom Party and the National Party they didn't get any seat. I don't
Not at all,
think.
no. I have
Aintu got one seat.
2 seats.
2 seats.
Yeah.
People for Profit got
People for work.
1 seat or 2 seats.
I think a few, yeah.
I think Paul Murphy got through in the end, but it was touching Kendy.
Touching Kendy.
Because they changed the boundary on him and like,
Yeah.
did you notice that?
Yeah,
They changed the boundary on him and where he got, so fair play to him if he did get back in again. Like a lot of those parties, it's hard to take them serious without the numbers behind them because it doesn't mean anything to us then. If I decide I want to vote People for Profit or Aintu or any of them, I can't really believe they're going to make a change if all they're coming in with is 2% of the vote, like if they're not putting out enough candidates. I wish... And again, I'm probably going to get called a prick. I wish the Social Democrats had ran a candidate in Sligo.
Yeah, why didn't they?
And I wish that they'd ran a candidate in every constituency.
And even Labour. Like,
Even
there
Labour.
were options. Like,
well, Labour are on that seesaw again now where everyone forgets that they were the whipping boy. So they're on the way up again.
Yeah.
Whereas
Poor
they were
old-
literally
What about
buried.
the poor old Green Party?
Yeah, but they'll be back up again in 4 years again.
Yeah, they came in, they did all the things they wanted to do, no matter whether people liked it or not.
Yeah.
And now everyone, no, we're sick of you now. It was like, okay, cool.
So what happens to the small party that inevitably always has to join either two big parties or one big party in Irish history is they get the blame for everything.
To do.
And then they go disappear for 8 years.
And then they're back.
You're like, they're back again.
Yeah.
I wish the Social Democrats had ran more people.
Yeah.
I think they would have got a far bigger
How come they can't
vote.
find the folks to do it? Like?
Well, I mean, there's some people in Sligo's constituency and constituencies all over the place where these parties that are coming up now, like Aintu and the Social Democrats, and they're struggling to find people and they're kind of picking people that they don't know anything about.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Like, do you know,
okay.
there's people on the ballot paper there that you couldn't really consciously go, I will.
Yeah.
I'll give them a vote.
Can I ask you-
and I don't think these parties know anything about them. They're just trying to get people on the ballot paper.
Have you seen Independent Ireland's Michael Clark?
Yeah, so he got in.
No, he didn't.
He did get in a toss.
No, he did not.
He did not lose it in the
He
end.
lost it in the end. Marion Harkin caught him in the long grass.
He was two.
I know. Marion Harkin caught him.
You are joking. So he
won't
didn't
big
make
upset.
it.
No, he didn't.
My God.
But it's funny, when I was listening to the old coverage on Saturday, all it was talking about was Michael Clark's doing fierce well. He's picking up votes left, right and Kendy.
Yeah.
He attacked the
Yeah,
electorate.
South Sligo sewed up.
He attacked the electorate by land, sea and air. And
Wow.
in fairness, he did. He had trucks, billboards, posters. He was literally on the side of a coffee cup when you go to your
had
local
a
coffee
drone.
shop. He had a drone, he had a plane, he had everything. He had a boat going up and down.
He did. He absolutely did.
"Fuck
Yeah.
Michael Clark!"
Unbelievable.
But what was very funny, but I don't know much about Michael Clark at all.
No, neither do I.
Except for one thing.
Go on.
All the pictures of him, he always looked like the quintessential bad guy in a Disney movie.
Yeah, he looked like kind of maybe a European leader in 1939.
He did awful well in the election.
I don't know
but
him.
He just
but like
didn't
the
make it in.
election poster was scary. Like,
he was arms folded and smiling.
yeah, but smiling, going, you don't know what's coming down the line.
No, you don't.
And I don't know. I don't even know what Independent Ireland
Jeez, you're right.
stands for.
Stands for it's
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, are they far left? Are they far right?
I think
don't know about them.
they're actually the people who are disillusioned with the Fine Gaels and the Fianna Fáils in this world. Independent Ireland was supposed to fill that gap, and in fairness, it did because it got a good few votes.
Yeah, no, apparently. Well, he didn't get in. That's mad.
He didn't get in, yeah, no.
Anyway,
That was the election.
The idea is more of the same.
Yeah. Oh, and the Hutch.
Oh yeah, he didn't get in either, and he was like
He
a bull.
didn't get in.
He was ripping.
I seen a joke. Marie Sherlock and Labour. Marie Sherlock obviously bet him up in Dublin Central or Dublin, whatever.
She bet him outside and bet him.
She bet him. But she apparently they said that Labour's Marie Sherlock did to the monk in one weekend what the Kinahans have been trying to do to him in many years.
Who fucking said that?
Something up on X, formerly known as Twitter.
This is like the biggest feud in the history of the state.
Yeah.
And someone's coming up going, now
yeah,
Daniel,
now.
now have a look at her, take a page out of her
I'm going
book.
to chat to Marie.
God,
she knows the crack. Yeah.
Buff.
But in fairness,
he got some amount of votes.
He got some amount of votes, which is you can't argue with that. And secondly, he conducted himself fairly well when he was in the Count Centre, in that he went up and he said,
"Oh, he did, yeah."
He said, "Fair play to Marie," and he wished her well, and that's good sportsmanship. Now,
did you listen to the Nicola Talent interview with him?
Well, no.
Like a really interesting insight into his life, but if you want to know what his political aspirations are, you'd be as well now, Ray, pissing into the wind, because they asked him, why are you running? People want change.
Yeah.
And what change?
Yeah.
Just
change.
It has
but
to change.
Did you see the skit? Was it? There was a lad on TikTok did a skit where it was like the opening day in the Dáil, and everybody was getting up going, "I can't believe someone like this is," and then all of a sudden he's gone, "What are you saying?" I was like, "I am just delighted to see you here and everything." You know, it was just like a complete change of.
He's the kind of fella that'd steal your lunch money in there. You'd be like, Jesus, because like that's what he's known for. And anything you think he might have done in any other realms, he has been convicted of robbing.
Yes.
So that's what he's been convicted of.
He grew up in an awful lot of property. He grew up in property, in fairness. He didn't own the property. He was in the property, living in the property, but there was poverty.
I think it shows you how disillusioned central Dublin has become.
Oh, absolutely. Or threatened, one or the other.
No,
because,
I
could easily see 3,000 people going out and voting for him if it's a case that they had to vote for him.
No, I can easily see 3,000 people going out and voting for him because they go, this is the guy for us.
Yeah. In fairness, I think I'm kind of... It would have been interesting to see what he would have done.
Mad. It would have ended up doing nothing because they would have said to him, and what now? So you're here now, Jerry. What is it that you want to change? You're in the Dáil. Let's go for it. He goes,
I didn't expect you to go this
I
far.
don't know. I didn't expect to be here at all sitting beside you. So
I have a guard following me around all the time, apparently protecting me. Yeah. Big change.
Anyway.
Yeah, that
more
was
the
our election
same,
piece.
More of the same.
Yeah, well, it's nice. You know, I'm kind of happy. Nothing will change for me. It's great.
Is there any other old crack, Ray, that you have to get onto before I cough up a small lung?
I have a few bits. Did I do a Seamus Dunphy shout out?
No, I don't
in the
think
last
so.
episode.
No.
Did we talk about the Fairgrove Hotel?
The what?
Right, we didn't do that then. So, Seamus Dunphy, do we shout out to him? He sent us a lovely message saying that he started listening to the podcast, and what caught him really was the fact that myself and yourself talked about me and Laura staying for a wedding, friend's wedding, down in the Fairgrove Hotel in Mitchelstown, which I may have referred to as looking like a nursing home on the outside, but a wonderful hotel on the inside. Seamus, anyway, listen to this, thought this was very nice because he obviously never thought of that, but when he looked at it, he went, does look like a nursing home. Owen Gallagher put him onto the show, but he's now working his way back to the back catalogue.
Well, fair play to you. Seamus, is it?
Could be, Seamus Dunphy.
Yeah.
And that could be 2 shout-outs you got now.
Lovely.
Second thing, we bought a new Hoover.
All right, okay.
Went up to Harvey's Norman. It was...
Sorry, let me know when this is going.
Yeah. It's good crack. It's one of those battery ones.
Time.
Why did you say waste time? Are you okay?
No, I'm dying.
You would get sick on the floor.
Waste time. The battery ones are a waste time. I bought looking at a Dyson. Now, I know how that sounds. I bought it for her. I don't be using it. I couldn't be arsed using this and I don't want to. She uses it. It's an absolute waste of time. You might get 30 seconds out of it.
Oh.
The battery will last you, Ray, about 6 months. And then you'd be crawling back to the cord like a useless sack of shit.
Hold on now. We went out, like normally people either get a Dyson or a Shark, right? And Laura, she's here now, she won't deny it. We were going up looking for a Dyson or a Shark.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere came a Bosch.
Right. And like that.
Unlimited
Bosch.
7. Boshed me to the face.
Yeah.
And the great thing about what attracted me to it as a gentleman was it had a cordless drill battery in it.
Oh yeah, well that's a good old 12 volt.
Yes, you can buy a couple of these, and all the batteries from my drill actually work on.
You're joking. No, that's a game changer.
That is a game changer.
That's an absolute game changer.
It's got LED lights on the front.
If I want to get a spare battery for my yoke, it's £300. I said to Nicola, you better get that done. 30 seconds to get this place hoovered. I'm not fucking buying another battery.
There's
£300 to put another battery inside. Not a chance.
LED lights in front of it. It's like a truck. It's like a Scania truck when you're using it. You can hoover in the dark now.
You can sleep in it.
I was in the office there in the house there the last night, and Laura was tipping around in the pitch black of dark out in the hallway, hoovering away with the lights on, and she could see every speck of dirt that was happening.
Go away.
Yeah.
And she said, you know something, Ray, only before we got this joke I didn't realise how disgusting you were. Old flaky old skin, they call you. I'm looking down here, man. You're like old flaky skin. That's what she called you after.
Yeah.
She turned off all the lights and turned on the blue lights, and she said, Ray, what's the story with this wall?
It'd be good crack if they did come with a wee blue light. It's only a white LED, you know.
Fuck. That's why I was looking for that lead for ages. I just coughed and saw a lead I've been looking for ages.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yes, there.
Anyway, sorry, go on anyway with your Hoover.
So we got it anyway, and it's absolutely, Laura gives a thumbs up there. She was sceptical about it now for the first few days. She's like, I don't know, is this a waste of money?
Yeah, it
but
is.
It turns out now that it's absolutely tremendous, and she loves it.
Marcus, just mark this episode 266.
Yeah.
By episode 272, Ray and Laura will be back on the corded.
At the Henry.
And do you know how far back you'll go? Yeah.
Yeah.
We were so against the wireless one for a finish with how shit it was, right?
You should have bought a Bosch.
That we bought an industrial one out of Screwfix. We went completely the opposite
you bought
way.
a builder's Hoover.
This yoke doesn't even have a suction thing where it winds it up.
Right.
Doesn't even have that.
You wrap it around.
You just wrap it around it.
Yeah.
But this thing, you could throw this off fucking Karen Tuchel and it'd come down the same way and it'd still be working.
Yeah.
It's the builder's phone of the vacuum works.
And did you buy it? You did?
Yeah, and it's a great show. Now, I mean, it's like got no muffler on it or something. It scares the shit out of Ali when it turns on. It's so loud. She freaks out and sprints onto the couch, but it's
we
so
have the same
loud.
with the cat. The cat just gets freaked out.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, episode 272, you'll be going, what's that screw fix yoke you got that time? Guaranteed.
Okay, good. Right,
I do apologise for the coughing, everybody.
Yeah,
but
it's pretty bad.
It's just that I'm getting animated now, so it's vexing me chest.
Okay,
that's all.
Lastly,
I'll let you talk.
The last item of the podcast. I must apologise to the very faithful Patreon subscribers.
Yeah,
because last week there was no podcast.
That's right.
You took the fall for it.
I did take the fall for it a little bit, yeah, because it's no skin off my tits.
No, people were fair vexed now, in fairness.
Yeah,
we
but
got
that's
a number
right.
of upset messages going, why is Mark so busy? Why isn't there a...
Yeah, we did, but I don't care about that. It doesn't bother me.
I want to thank you for taking the fall for it.
No, that's all. I'll do it anytime.
Do you know previous podcasts, you spoke about a situation that yourself and Nicola were in?
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, myself and Laura were also in the same situation last week.
Yeah.
Where Laura was pregnant, which was marvellous news. And then unfortunately it didn't work out as planned.
Yeah.
So that was why we weren't here last week.
Yeah. So, how deep into this do you want to go?
I don't mind until Laura tells me to shut up.
Yeah.
I didn't expect her to be sitting there. I thought it'd be Brendan.
Yeah, it was
this would be a lot easier when Brendan sitting there. Thank you, Brendan, for taking the night off.
I can adjudicate if you want.
Thank you.
So, I'll ask. If I ask you any question in the next couple of minutes, you can just say no. I'm not answering that.
Pass.
Yeah. So,
just a pass.
We were 8 weeks long.
Yes.
How far along
we were also 8 weeks.
Yeah. So it was very similar.
We had a 6 week scan. We went for an early scan because we were just so excited.
Yeah.
And we went for a 6 week scan down to Galway, and lo and behold, little heartbeat, delighted. Me flat out saying, sure, this is going to be marvellous now. We're going to have the wonderfulest little baby.
Yeah.
And that was the 6 week mark. And then the week after the 6 week mark, there started to be signs in that there was obviously Laura was feeling all the symptoms, a bit of nausea. She took an awful aversion to rashers.
Oh, yeah.
And I love rashers and I cook them every morning.
You were well on board.
All of a sudden this was a problem. She was like, I can't be dealing with the smell of that.
Oh, she went the other way with
them. She went the other way. She wanted rashers. She used to love rashers, same as myself. And there was no more rashers.
Yeah.
So, but then that sort of abated. So she had the spidey senses out going, something's not 100% here. Me, on the other hand, toxic positivity. Nothing is wrong whatsoever. Everything's great. It's all in your head. Don't be worrying about it.
Yeah, that's not to your detriment though, Ray, because we as fellas, we don't know. So we don't know. We hear symptoms and different stuff, and then we might have a tendency to go, I bet you're all right though.
Yeah.
But we'll never know.
No.
ever.
So
they have a sense, they know, like.
They do, in fairness, she knew. And then we ploughed on a little bit further, and the signs that something was up obviously increased, and we tipped into the hospital on last Sunday week and went in for like an emergency, kind of have a look at this, see can you figure it. And in fairness to them, into A&E, dealt with really quick, really good triage, and straight up to the gynae ward, where a lovely doctor came out to us and said, look, there's definitely something we'd want to get this figured out, but we don't do scans at the weekend.
Yeah, that's
or the evenings for that matter.
We'll stop there for 1 sec. That's mental, because
it's very mental.
when we miscarried, it was on a Friday night.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't find out we couldn't do anything until Monday morning.
Like I don't know what needs to change in a country where you could have, and like someone manning that wee scanning machine.
Yeah, probably the government. Like, I know it sounds stupid.
If we can have 24-hour garages with lads serving sandwiches and
honest to God,
and cups of tea to boys that probably don't need sandwiches that hour of the night.
Yeah, like it's funny you say that though, because like we've just pretty much elected the same government we've always had, like, but the health budget is astronomical. But like, where is it going? Let's say if a guy who has to run that thing, let's go on the higher side, like let's say he makes 160 grand a year.
Yeah.
Well, surely there's 160 grand a year to pay that fella to be in Sligo.
Yeah.
And I know there's knock-on effects, because then someone has to read it, and then the doctor has to look at you, and
I think actually on the scanning side, it looks like there's someone there just to scan it.
Yeah.
So I mean, that on the Sunday would have been great and in fairness, look, there's nothing much that could have been done on the Sunday. We were brought back in on the Monday.
No, but the emotional trauma of it though, the 3 days waiting is
for
fucking...
you that's obviously...
No, but everyone, that's not just for... You shouldn't be going through that, like... Yeah.
We got back in on the Monday, and what I couldn't figure out about it, I was still full of positivity at this point. I was cracking jokes.
Yeah.
I was trying to be...
I
was trying to be the positive side, and Laura was nervous, and I was cracking jokes. Inappropriate ones, mind you. What I couldn't get over about the... I suppose, they call it the fetal assessment unit in Sligo General. What I couldn't get over about it was, first of all, the staff were marvellous.
Yeah.
Cannot fault them at all. They were really, really good. They really minded us the whole lot. But I couldn't figure out why there was 5 seats to wait for the scan in a corridor.
Yeah, in the middle of the hallway.
It's a hallway between the maternity section and the oncology unit.
Yeah.
And you're effectively sitting in the hallway, in a worrying circumstance where there's no, like, and how in the name of God, in a building, like how come there isn't a little waiting room?
I know, it's
a small little waiting room with a couple of magazines.
Yeah, especially in a town like Sligo, because like everyone knows everyone. Like, like I've been sitting for scans up there with Nicola, where sure every second person that walks by.
Yeah.
Well, Kendy,
how are you doing? Yeah.
You know, and like if you're sitting there with Laura, like in the situation that you were in, that's not right. Like,
no,
you can't be sitting out in the hallway.
I was just wondering, where's the few 100,000 to build a little modular extension to a little waiting room there for the maternity.
Yeah, I mean, some would say that like health and safety and red tape has ruined any chance you have of getting something done properly.
Yeah. There's a lot of planning that goes into putting that in.
If you even say, what about that room over there that's not being used?
No, we can't use
that. That has to go to the department first, and then they have to decide then if this happened. And next year maybe we might do something with that room. Like, that's kind of what fucking happens there.
Bike sheds are more important.
Bike sheds are more important. Yeah,
they're lovely.
They don't. But I mean, I know we're kind of being funny about that there, but like, look, I mean, money has to be allocated to certain sectors.
That's definite. Yeah.
I don't think it's a case that there's not enough money allocated to health. I don't know where they're spending it. Like,
disaster.
Honestly, where are they spending it?
I think the contractor now that's involved in Sligo General has pulled out for some reason.
Yeah, it's pulled out,
Yeah. So it's anyway, never mind. That aside, we're back in Monday and we got the bad news. I absolutely collapsed in myself because I wasn't expecting bad news. I was so adamant it was going to be good news. I was in a hip. Laura was pure strong because she was like, I have an awful tough week ahead of me now, so I have to be the strong one here now. So she was flat out giving me tissues, and wiping my face, and I was in a hip. And it was an incredibly tough week that we went through then after that. So fair play to Laura for coming in and flicking the keys of herself tonight now.
Yeah,
after that tough week,
this as well,
and to listen to this and really recounting it. But it was really, really sad. It's very tough as well for any woman that has to go through a medically managed or any sort of miscarriage for that matter.
Yeah.
It's just, and I definitely got a much better understanding of even what you had gone through. Because as much as you had told me the story when it happened to yourself, Nicola, I suppose, like most people, you don't really know. Yeah,
well, the thing is,
Sorry, no, I am not supposed to upset you.
No, that's right. So, it's definitely harder on you, 100%. because me and Nicola miscarried in between Ali and Layla.
Yeah.
And we kind of said, like, after that one, I don't know if I should say this now. Anyway, we kind of said after that one, look, if we found out we could never do it again, so be it. Like,
Yeah.
The great news for you and Laura is you've proved now that you can get pregnant.
Yeah.
But the hard thing is, it's harder on you for the first one. Something like this, you know?
Yeah. And I know if we are lucky enough to get pregnant again, it's going to be an awful bit worrying for the first 9 months of the, of the pregnancy.
That's for sure, yeah. I mean, the great thing about...
It'll probably be, a lot. You'd be a lot more sceptical about the whole thing and worrying and the whole lot. I'm going to have to pull you back now for being... Because I didn't mean to upset you.
But the thing is...
I'm going to tell you one thing really. The one odd thing that happened in a week of absolute heartbreak was that every time, and I think Laura doesn't mind me telling you this, but
I love the way
every time
she's definitely going to mind.
So obviously Monday there was the scan, the Tuesday there's there's another appointment at the hospital. Then Wednesday we kind of had to do a lot of stuff at home, and that's the way it runs.
Yeah.
And when I say we had to do a lot of stuff at home, Laura had to do a lot of stuff.
Again,
at home.
it's always been
so I
flutes
had to
in
go
the
out that
background.
morning and get all the Nurofen plus, you know, the stuff that the chemist won't give you. And I also,
but they have, the bastards.
Yeah.
You have it, you just won't give it.
I also wanted to get minerals because apparently they say like your blood sugar crashes when you're going through all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, there has to be plenty of Coke and Lucozade. So I got the Cokes and Lucozade, but I didn't want to have to walk far from Ward's Chemist here on O'Connell Street in Sligo.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to O'Hare's, which is a cake shop.
Jesus Christ.
But they have a fridge which has minerals in
and
them.
33% more than you'd pay for.
Probably, yeah. I paid a lot more for the
God
stuff.
almighty.
Yeah, but the thing about it was, as I was buying the Coke and the Lucozade, I spotted a lovely little soul slice of red velvet cake, Swiss roll. And
who now? For her or you?
No, she doesn't eat a whole lot of cake.
Oh my God.
So I couldn't resist. I was going, this is going to be a tough day. I may get a little bit of cake. So that was, I just got it. I put it in the bag, I brought it home with me, so I had all the Nurofen pluses, I had the Cokes, the Lucozades. She was like, thank you very much, this is everything I need. I was like, no problem, I'm right beside you, I'm right here with you. And like at the height of the day, when the day was going really hard, and Laura, I'm very sorry again, I was...
you were eating into this fucking
I
thing.
obviously had to have a drop of lunch, so I had me typical banana sandwich, and indeed I did say, well look, it's not going to be the same tomorrow if I leave it. So she was dealing with some very, very tough
oh my
cramps,
God, you were eating into a red velvet.
I was eating into a red velvet cake.
Empathy only goes so far.
I mean,
You're
wrong,
there.
like. Yeah.
You're there with Laura the whole way through that.
Yeah.
Up until the point that you go, I
I
wonder, could I just start eating it now?
Because I was finding
Surely I might
it's not going to be a problem.
like.
Like she wants me to keep my strength up, you know. But then what's worse is the part of the medically managed miscarriage process is there's 2 days in it. There's the first day, which is probably the hardest on.
That's the other thing me and Nicola didn't go through, by the way. We didn't have to go through that.
Okay.
So
you did the natural.
Yeah. What we went through isn't as abrasive as.
Yeah. But then there's another one. Then there's a DNC. See, I didn't know about any of this stuff at all. It's amazing if you're never involved in it. You don't know what you're and that's credit to the staff in Sligo. Even the lady that's scanned us the first day, she sat down and she said, look, I'm very sorry, there's an awful lot to take in. I was a blubbering mess on the ground, getting sick in my hand, and Laura was sitting there listening, taking notes, and she was going, look, you have a couple of steps here, a couple of options. So in fairness, they explained it so well. But the Friday was, in our week, was the second day of the medical stuff for Laura. Yeah. And what really, really kind of, I suppose, nailed it home for me was the fact that I also got stuck into a chocolate Swiss roll that day.
I just can't believe what I'm hearing.
Just her mum, Suzanne, brought home some chocolate Swiss roll. And again, I found myself sitting there when Laura was going through all the hard stuff. I said it to her at that point. I said, I'm really sorry that I ate cake the whole way through. It's just my coping mechanism. It's my way of dealing with sadness and grief and everything else.
But again, it's just amazing how far your empathy goes. And I don't know if it's just you or not. I can't tell if it's just that you have a limit. Like if God forbid the two of you are in your 80s.
Yeah.
And Laura's on her deathbed.
Yeah.
You're still in the prime of your life.
Yeah, I would be still in the drive. A young man.
Laura's lying in the bed.
Yeah.
Ray, I want to say a few things to you.
Yeah.
before I go.
Are
you going to be
Mr. Kipling's two French fancies in my hand?
Cake.
Yeah. I have a little Black Forest Gateau there, a big slice of it there.
Oh my God. I don't know. I think it is just you. You know that. I honestly think it is just you.
We got through the week. It wasn't easy. We're still feel sad, in fairness, but it was important to come back to a podcast and actually talk about it because obviously a lot of people unfortunately have to go through this.
Yeah, I'm so happy you talked about it because when we went through it, like the amount of messages we got from, and you're going to get them again. We're going to start getting them again now.
Sorry about that now.
1 in 3 apparently. Is that right?
1 in 4, I believe, is the
1 in 4.
Yeah.
Women will go through
something like this.
That.
Yeah.
You'll find out how normal it is, and I don't mean that to minimize it.
Yeah.
But it's very, very, very normal. And if there's any positive out of it, especially for Laura over there as well, it's that you now know what's possible.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
So you go again. That's what happens there. Do you know?
Just dust yourself off and go again.
And lovely.
Yeah, Laura's delighted there now.
We had a fist of defiance there from Laura. Do you know? Yeah, it is. Look, it shattered me and Nicola when we found out. Didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because I know what it's like to have them. I think it's the biggest cruelty in the world is people who can't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I just wish everyone could. That's all.
That's it, yeah.
Anyway.
That's that story. So apologies about last week.
And I'm so sorry for the whole episode of me coughing up a lung.
Yeah.
I'm trying, like, it's a work on you, Ray. You're going to have to go through and cut off my mic or something.
No. I leave them all in for good measure. There's nothing worse than you saying this now and then people feeling cheated of the coughs.
Where's the coughs?
No,
they're very annoying. Coughs are very annoying.
And I find every single cough of yours just affirmation that you should have gone to the doctor 2 weeks ago and I told you to.
But look, if I'm dead next week, Ray, won't we all be better off? Wouldn't it have been better, Ray, if he had died?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, terrible,
it's terrible.
Father. It's terrible. On that note, we do have a live show coming up.
I will remember. That's always the song that plays whenever someone dies on TikTok.
Right.
Doesn't matter. Do you know that one, Laura?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, you get a real.
We have a live show coming up on the 12th of December.
Yeah.
Is that next week?
Is it next week? When this goes out? Oh, feck, it is.
Oh my Jesus.
Yes, it's Jesus. It is.
The live show is next week. Will you promote it? Because I can't talk. I'm going to cough again.
Yeah, we're just going to cut this out. So next week we have a live show in the Garavogue Bar.
If I'm still alive.
Yeah, if Mark is still alive and not in the hospital. That'd be an awful thing. Yeah. I would feel very affirmed, but it'd be an awful thing if it's cancelled because you're up with pneumonia.
You'd be absolutely delighted if I got pneumonia.
No, I wouldn't. I'm glad now you went to the doctor.
Am I going to gig tonight? Oh my God. Anyway. Live show, what were you saying there?
12th of December, there are a precious few tickets left. And I mean precious few.
Yeah.
Like the most we can have in is about 100 people in the venue. And we have also Patreon. Anyone that supports us on Patreon, your name is on the door.
Yeah.
If you are coming, let us know.
Yes, that's one thing we always forget to say.
Yeah.
Patreon people, let us know if you're going to come. Your ticket is free.
Yeah, you're free in because it's the least we can do for you because you're giving us £1 and it's paying for the Christmas party.
Jeez.
So it's very kind of you. So the least we can do is let you in for free. What else is happening that night? Yeah. Tony Goldaddy's going to be there. Myself and Mark will be there. Brian's McDermott will be there. Pixel Productions doing the sound.
Brendan might be there.
Brendan might be there. Brendan annual leave.
I think he has annual leave built up actually. He might be gone.
Brendan might be there, and then we'll go for a drink after into Maeve's Bar, which looks absolutely fantastic at the minute.
It's like Dublin Airport.
Yeah, it's like Dublin. You can see it from space.
I saw actually one of the planes that went off from Strandhill tried to land on it yesterday.
Yeah. It's a marvellous pub, and there'll be creamy white hag pints amongst other pints also available there. So you like the way I did that?
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Very important thing, if we are doing a live show next Thursday, there probably won't be an episode next Thursday. No. Oh my God. Look, at the very least, I'm very sorry about last week.
Yeah.
And I hope you'll forgive us for next week.
Yeah.
But the live show will be put out the following week.
Yeah, it'll be the episode for the following week.
So if you do want an episode next week, you just come to the live show.
Come to the live show. Very big thanks to Laura for flicking the keys off herself over there.
Thank you very much, Laura. Fair play to you.
And Ray, fair play to me.
And fair play to me.
Good luck.
Good luck. The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Maeve's Cozy Front Lounge and the Garavogue.